Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
Dora, I know of us, I think you're the most cancel cultured now. Probably historically, I would say it would maybe be
show?
me if we think about it. Yeah, because you always worry about getting cancel cultured. We talked about it yesterday as well when Liza Sobrano diba, posted about that. What's the name of the movie?
Tililing.
Tililing movie, right? And
you know what? That director has
Told you.
a history.
Yeah.
Of making
of child molestation or something like that, or predatory
Alleged,
behavior.
yeah.
priest,
Say that.
priest stuff also.
Ano priest stuff?
Yeah,
priest stuff.
I think he made the BL series medyo pumatok siya.
What's that?
Yeah.
Boys Love.
Boys
Gay
stuff.
stuff. And then he saw the opportunity, so he made a love story between two altar servers, if I'm not mistaken. Parang ganun yung story ata. Something
This is
Christian.
Daryl Yap, right?
Yeah.
Is what his name is. Okay. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, cancel culture, right? Is it always a bad thing, or it's a good thing, right? Because now that this poster is out, and more people are just kind of getting turned off by it, we'll then not watch this movie. So cancel culture is still a good thing? Yes. At some point.
I think they're going to watch it.
For Daryl, I think he's using that as clout.
He hasn't been cancelled. Like, people just talk about him.
But clout isn't clout just kind of okay. You can use it, but listen, I don't subscribe to the negative
any
press is still
publicity.
press. So embrace it. No, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Trust me. And I don't know. Do you think that this poster is going to have more people watching it? I mean, definitely more people talking about it.
You know, when I hear the word boycott,
I don't
it's
believe
like,
that. I don't believe it.
hey, let's boycott this movie. I'll be like, all right after we watch it.
Because it becomes exclusive all of a sudden. If less people want to watch it, it's more rare, more exclusive. Hence, now the reverse happens. You now want to watch it. Does that make sense?
I think
No, I'm confused.
with the Daryl thing,
My sandwich.
Yeah, so my point is it has a reverse effect. If you want to cancel a movie because, again, it's offensive,
I gotcha. I know.
you have less people now on board in not watching it. But if something is not watched, it becomes now more rare.
It's like a
and more
cult
rare
film.
equals more exclusive.
Yeah.
And now and by default, human beings want to be part of an exclusive environment. Now we'll then watch the effing movie.
Yeah, gotcha.
They want to be in the know. They want to be in the conversation. Ay, napanood ko. Pangit. You know, whatever. So,
yeah, it's
well.
Pero one movie na nag-adjust was Sonic. Kasi parang they were cancelled by the...
Dahil may legs si Sonic.
Yeah, no,
matangkad
the
siya.
animation daw pangit, ganyan. And then the animation studio had to rework the whole movie kasi di doon na napapanoorin.
Right, and we see that, like, say, with the Kevin Spacey stuff, right? He gets caught for doing something like that, even if it was in the past, even if it was 10, 15 years ago, or whatever, 20 years ago, all of a sudden he's no longer on one of the best shows on television. So, again, I'm not sure if the cancel culture thing works, if it's more positive than it is negative, or... Yeah, is it something that we should kind of relax on and everybody needs to calm down? Now, cancel culture is not a new thing. It's just a renamed thing.
Yeah.
It was, I mean,
What
when
was it
you're...
before? What was it called?
Oh,
what was the term?
ostracized.
Okay,
It was also called banned.
Yeah.
It was also
Persona
called...
non grata.
Persona non grata. It is when you're 16 years old and you get your girlfriend pregnant, or you get pregnant when you're 16, 15. Guess what? It's called disowned.
Yeah.
It's called cancel culture now because it's 2 C's and it rolls off the tongue nice. But it's been around forever.
And then, but it's only like 2 weeks. And then usually that person's back. Diba?
Yeah.
2 weeks
Kasi
is
nga,
long
24
naman.
hours lang eh.
But we also have the whole, now this is new, the internet never forgets. That's that element of cancel culture, which diba, you're a comedian, you tell a really kind of offensive joke 25 years ago, it comes to light right now, and then you're paying for that right now, which I generally don't agree with.
I don't agree with that
One example of this in particular that I saw on TikTok, kind of making some kind of news these past couple of days, was when Lindsay Lohan, you know who she is?
Yes.
Dora?
Of course.
Okay.
Freaky Friday.
Well, oh my God. You know what I did? So,
Girls.
okay, so unrelated real quick. So Jay Kent was on the show yesterday, right? And Casey, myself, Suzy, we are in agreement that the next song Jay Kent's going to sing is an NSYNC song, okay?
Okay.
So last night, I talked to Jay, said, Jay, can you do this NSYNC song? And she's like, help me.
Oh, my God.
In Sync.
Oh.
Is that
I'm shook.
the Justin Timberlake group?
Well, at least she got it.
It's the but she wasn't even sure that was him. He was like, "Is that the one that he was on?" And I'm like, because I worship this group, right? But yeah, can you believe
Do
it?
you?
Talk about age.
Are they
She's
your,
19.
your ultimate boy
Oh
band?
man, back in the day, when I was on I was on the afternoon doing countdown stuff. Everything to me, everything. Okay, anyway, back to Lindsay Lohan. So Lindsay Lohan was on the David Letterman show, which is a talk show. He's very funny. He's also somewhat rude. That's his thing. And she got on the show, and he just kind of embarrassed her about going to rehab. So let me play it for you. And I think there's a little bit of cancel culture going on here. So here we go. Listen to this. It's actually pretty offensive.
Aren't you supposed to be in rehab now?
You don't watch anything that goes on?
I do.
Tabloid now?
Now here's what
May 2nd.
I was under the May 2nd.
Yes.
And how long will you be in rehab?
3 months.
How many times have you been in rehab?
Several.
And how will this time be different? What are they rehabbing, first of all? What is on their list? What are they going to work on when you walk through the door?
We didn't discuss this in the pre-interview.
No,
I'm just saying.
but it'll be 3 months, and
no, I think to be honest, I'm the happiest when I'm working and the healthiest, and I think this is an opportunity for me to, focus on what I love in life, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a blessing, and
to be able to, perhaps a lifesaver, a career saving.
Yeah.
Is it like alcohol? Do you drink too much?
We've discussed this in the past. We're here for a movie.
We have to what?
So she was clearly uncomfortable trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
And people are laughing. I'm sure in 2013,
But I'm sure
we might be laughing as well if I was watching that interview. But here in 2021, we cringe, right? We cringe.
Yeah.
So my question: should Letterman get canceled, even though he's really not on? But should he pay for those sins of 2013?
He also was in and out of
this interview
rehab.
was 2013.
Yeah, it was a different time.
This is 20. Yeah, you don't even know Letterman, kid. That's the problem with you. My goodness, so popular. But yeah, no, this is 2013. So this is not that long ago. 9 years, right? Give or take.
Yeah.
Is that right? 8 years. 8 years.
8 years.
And is that still within the range of he's gonna have to get disowned by Tita because of this?
With that feeling ko, he has the leeway for being an interviewer and for the sake of entertainment. But this happened to Kevin Hart also, right? Where he had to back off hosting. Oh, I can't.
Oh.
Sorry.
Am I out?
What's wrong?
No.
No.
Sorry, the
What are you
audio
talking
was
about?
out.
We hear you.
Oh.
No.
Kevin Hart had to back out of hosting the Oscars because of something he tweeted years and years and years ago.
Yeah. This always happens,
Right.
no? Like someone was lip syncing like 10 years ago and said the N-word singing along.
Right, but I think it's case by case. I think it has to be case by case,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if we just focus on him and say not Kevin Hart, because that happened already, and this is something that's going on in the moment, because again, it's kind of viral right now on TikTok. My question really is, in this specific example, do you then are we supposed to get mad at this guy? Or is it, you know what happened 8 years ago, 9 years ago, however long it was going to be, and he's a comedian.
When time was different, when things were different.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
It was a different time.
I would say it was a different time.
Kung
also.
awayin siya, di sana inaway na siya doon.
I watched last night, I watched the Framing Britney.
Yeah. Was it good?
Yeah.
I was going to ask
It's
you
pretty good.
about it.
I mean, I feel really bad for Britney Spears. And so when you watch the thing, though, we were all, except for Dora, we were all kind of maybe working back then at that time, Mo. We were interviewing people.
Yeah.
And there are so many of the interviews that I was like, oh my God, that person just said that. And then I kind of remember, some of them are clearly are like way out there. So this one guy goes, okay, Britney, I think it's time that we talk about it. And she was like, what? Everyone's talking about it. She's like, what are you talking about? Your breast. I'm like, what?
Oh.
How are you allowed to ask that at any time? But then even when, what was it, Star Search, Ed McMahon, right? He's an old guy. He was interviewing Britney when she was like 7 or 8 when she was on the show. And he was like, do you have a boyfriend already? No. Why? You don't like boys? Well, how about me?
Oh,
Like,
no.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
No, but
What the hell?
it's so innocent. It was an innocent thing, but like now
Yeah.
people are like,
Yeah, I understand.
why would you ask that question? Because I'm sure I would have. I'm not sure.
But there are lines. I mean, if you watch old Family Feud episodes of the original host, hindi yung Steve Harvey, no, and you can go on YouTube and easily see this, and it's really kind of disturbing because the host would make the female contestants kiss him on the lips.
Oh yeah, I've
She's
seen
like,
that. I've seen that.
yeah, welcome to Family Feud. Oh, kiss nga, and then like lips to lips,
What the heck?
Is it
and
the
you
little
can
British
see
guy?
like, no, he's
No,
an
white.
American guy,
Yeah.
and he would require not require is maybe
Creeping.
too strong of a word, but it was his thing. It was
Mandatory?
Like, okay,
He had to.
He had
had
kiss them in the lips.
or wala. Had to or
Pero
taping una.
It's a little bit of Digong vibes. Remember when he kissed that OFW?
Richard Dawson.
Yeah, I know, but Digong doing that now versus Digong doing that back then again. I think, or I don't think the guy does it now. There's no way Steve Harvey's going to go up there and ask or request or demand a kiss from every contestant that's a female. So there are things like that, or the one where the Britney Spears is a kid and go, "Would you date me?" Like that's so gross. It doesn't matter what year. It it hits harder though now when you see it.
Wait, when does I was young before I made mistakes? When does that expire? Kasi, diba, it was years ago.
16?
16? 16?
16,
Because
17.
Letterman can't do that now. Because 8 years ago he wasn't really young. And
But what about the
He's been
the
new.
context?
I was young.
Okay,
I was
what-
only 75.
What if the person falls under a context, though? So let's go back to Lindsay Lohan, right? Who we can watch this interview, and many of us forget that she was really out there, right?
Yeah.
And caused a lot of problems, got into a lot of trouble. And if you remember those days, and those were the days I think Letterman is referring to, it's kind of like when Baron comes in here. And if Baron sits down in studio as he has 3, 4, 5 times and it's been a disaster every single time, I think we're still going to joke with him. Like if Baron sits here and we're like, Baron, nandito ka na naman sa Magic. Huwag ka magbaliw, ha? Sira ng mga gamit, ha? We're going to do that. Now, if you only isolate that interview without the context of the 5 ones previous when Baron got in here and destroyed this place, we would come off as rude, canceled worthy, and all of that stuff. But he deserves it.
yeah, do you think Baron would ride with the joke?
No, he'll punch somebody or bite Casey or, do something.
It depends on how
very
drunk he is.
Baron-like. Yeah.
Oh,
But my point is, if you isolate only that moment,
if
and
the
that
context wasn't
defines-
there, yeah.
Yeah, but he's nuts. He's nuts.
How about, okay, fact that she's a girl and he's
The power
like
play
a
there.
powerful older man.
Sino?
Huh?
What was your example? Sorry, I missed that.
No, like
What?
Lindsay and David Letterman. It's like parang medyo may bullying, 'di ba? Like Baron, I mean, he can defend himself, 'di ba? But Lindsay
Can he?
was like what, 50 years younger than the interviewer. Powerful older man.
I disagree. I think Lindsay at that
could've backed
moment,
out.
yeah, and she punched back, and she looked great now in 2021. When you watch that clip, everyone's team Lindsay. When I think in context, back in 2013, there's no way in hell that there's a team Lindsay.
Yeah.
Wild.
And again, context wise, okay. So I interviewed Lady Gaga, right? And this is
wow.
Lady Gaga, very colorful Lady Gaga, diba? Very sexually charged stage presence Lady Gaga. And one of my first things when I sat down with her, kind of what Casey was talking about with Britney Spears, is one of my first questions was like, "Hey, Lady Gaga, can I pull my penis out and then like you write your name on it?" And she's like, "Go, dude, let's do it right now. Give me a marker." She's like that.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that comes out of my mouth right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Was it your full name,
Wild.
Coach, or was it just Mo?
That comes out? What?
Was it Mohan or Mo?
What do you mean?
That she wrote.
Oh, my
on-
first-
Mohan
oh.
Gumatay or
Well,
just Mo?
or just Mo.
It was lowercase.
abbreviation. You abbreviated Mo.
It looked like an N. Wala bang yung last hook eh. Wala bang yung last hook na
It said
maging N to
I.
M.
Is that? That's
Yeah.
just the first part of the M.
But I would never ever do that. I don't care if it's someone, again, I wouldn't even do that to a porn star right now if I had to
Yeah.
interview a porn star. But back then, it was funny.
Was this a
At
gradual
least to her.
shift? It was, no? Like
What do you mean, gradual shift?
from you being able to do that, or anyone being able to do
No,
something
it's not
like
me.
that.
It's culture.
No, yeah,
Culture
I mean, like
shift.
to anyone being able to do something like that. Like, was it did we just not notice that it was happening? People were starting to get more conscious, more careful, or was it just like that?
I honestly think this is where when I do one of those, social media has really changed the landscape. That's where I'm going to give this answer, because I think social media gets way too much credit for doing a lot of things. But I'm going to say the ability to spread news and with proof this fast is one
very this you.
Right. Then you start being careful about your movements, and then with that carefulness, we start being a bit more sensible regarding people's about issues and whatnot. But again, man, I asked Lady Gaga that. If I asked her that right now, she would punch me in my face.
Yeah.
I'd probably get arrested.
Yeah.
But when I asked her that, when I interviewed her, she was like, "Yeah, come on, pull it out right now." Woo. That was the conversation. It just so happened to be a recorded conversation instead of one between two friends.
I can't believe you actually asked it, though.
Yeah.
I can't.
What was it? The Lady Gaga Just Dance era, ganon?
Yeah, this is paparazzi. Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Was there a part of you that also thought maybe she's not kidding?
No, she wasn't kidding. She was going to do it.
Was there also a part of you that said, okay, let's do it?
No, she called me out on my bluff, and I felt embarrassed because it'll just be a letter N.
What happens if you had a Troy Montero wiener? It's out. She's writing.
Oh, if it was Troy Montero, right.
Dialogue.
Well, no, because at that point, if I were a Troy Montero wiener with a Troy Montero face, I would actually think that.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
You had a chance.
Pero that's surprising because I saw an interview of Lady Gaga that era also. Pero sa States yung interview niya, where she was asked why her songs were so sexually charged, and then she actually clapped back and called out the sexism and went feminist.
Yeah, no, this was I missed the cut. Yeah, she would have told. But and by the way, just again back to the whole cancel culture thing. There was not a single doubt in my mind that what I was doing was wrong.
Yeah.
Like no doubt at all. I mean, I was so in on this. This was going to be funny. It's going to be great. If YouTube. If I had it to YouTube, it was going to be a hit. And thank God it never made it.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Right. Well,
maybe
maybe
it's the time talaga.
Somebody would have edited out her reaction too. It would have been just me looking like a pervert doofus, and without her going, "Yeah, come on, let's do it."
And then it would have been it popped up on someone's like YouTube review YouTube video, like as they watch interviews. You know what I mean? They have review.
It's like top 10 most awkward
review
interviews.
Reviews.
Right. Here's a review of this review, and it's just a mess.
Reaction.
But anyway, I thought I'd bring that up because that Lindsay Lohan thing right now is kind of popular on TikTok, but at the same time, it is. I think individually, we're just going to judge whether Letterman was wrong in that moment or whether it was just a different time. And fine, we're okay with it.
I'm gonna say it was a different time. And the context. You know what? Another thing na parang...
You will not be loved for that view, Dora. I think your generation will not feel the same way that you do.
Well, especially if the person being interviewed was LGBTQ, because then you'd really have to change your.
There's another layer there.
Yeah, you'd worry about your being canceled.
You know what? Friends now is being called out for being toxic also, like a toxic show.
When you rewatch it, you'll understand why people are saying that.
Yeah.
Well, I understand, but I still laugh.
But there's also like isn't there a Disney movie from way back where the teacher and like elementary school student, kasi dati diba you can say, "Oy, crush ko yung teacher ko." You're 6 years old, 7 years old. They'll show you on TV, kind of super crush mo yung teacher. Now that's mega gross, right? But back then you could totally do that. I think there was a Disney movie where the teacher was like, "Okay, I'm going to do this boy a solid, and I'm going to take him out on a date." And the movie is about them going out on a very innocent ice cream date. Tapos nag-kiss pa sila at the end, lips to lips, which when you watch it again, it's like, oh, this is so mushy, and it touches my heart, and it pulls on these strings, and now, oh my God, man. Just imagine the disgust.
Yeah.
If somebody tried to pull that off, and then Daryl Yap was listening. Yeah, Daryl Yap was listening to the show right now. I was like, "Ding, next movie, all in, baby." What? Well, what's the name of that film?
All in.
So
all in.
Hold on, Disney movie,
all
teacher,
in. Game
kisses,
of Thrones.
Boy, let's try to find out. Which one is this? God, what movie is this? I'm gonna find it. It's really kind of disturbing. But
yung teacher na binuntis ng student niya, I'm trying to find that. Teacher pregnant. Tapos she went to jail.
Sorry, what did you just search, Mo?
okay, here it is. So it's called the Disney film is called Blank Check. It's on Disney Plus if you have it, and it's a 1994
Disney
comedy.
Plus.
Yeah, it's a 1994 comedy. In the film, a fifth grader flirts with his teacher who's 30 something or something like that, and they go on a date and they end up kissing on the mouth. And I'm looking at the kissing scene right now.
What's it called? No, wait.
Blank Check.
Blank
Hold on.
Check.
Wait. I'm gonna send it to you right
my
now.
God. I think I watched that movie. Blank Check.
Here's the kissing scene.
Oh wait, I
gosh,
watched
hold on.
this movie.
How do I send this? How do you share? There. Share. Copy. And I'm gonna paste it onto our thing. And then look at the kissing scene, man. It's a real kissing scene. This is not. Even she's been to open mouth. Well, it's the boy who's like, oh.
Oh my God. Open mouth. Si ma'am.
Let's see.
Si ma'am po. Napanood mo?
I can't wait.
1 BBS. Is that why?
I'm gonna use my smart LTE for this. Oh! Ooh!
Diba?
Yeah. Okay. Whoa.
They're on a date here. They're on a date.
Wow.
I thought it was a cartoon.
No. They're on a date.
What was this, 1998?
4.
1994?
Yeah.
Pre-teen boy.
He's 11.
Oh my God.
I can't.
And this
Wow.
girl's in her 30s.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
And of course, Case, I mean,
And
back in the day.
she's
I mean,
medyo
they-
sexy outfit ba?
They had, yeah, she's beautiful. And as an 11-year-old boy, Case, when we were 11, we would be, sign us up for this.
Look at that teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, sign us up.
Oh. Trump wrote the screenplay.
Wild though, right?
No way. That's a full on. That's not an innocent kiss.
Yeah,
That has a lean.
Yeah, that's not,
It has
okay,
a
I
lean
can't.
to it.
Yeah, I was watching it without audio. I don't even know what they're talking about, but I was watching it and the same reaction as the TikToker I just had right there. Like I was shocked because it was slow and she did the lean in. She
was
smiling.
very
She was
sensual.
wearing like a little black dress. He was wearing a suit. Like
Yeah, it's a
it
date.
was. Yeah, that's
Now there's
that
a
went on
really
to
good
something
movie.
else. All
Case,
in.
in 87 when we were younger, I'm not sure if you knew this film. I loved this movie, man. I really, really did. It was called Summer School. Do you remember this movie, Summer School?
Oh no.
It was
I'm
about
uncultured.
they were on the beach. And, no, I'm not asking you, dude. There's no way. This is a 40-year-old film. Okay, so it's a movie called
One
Summer
of these,
School,
yes.
and I'm sure you've watched it.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good movie. At least when we were younger, and it was a story about a teacher who's medyo cool guy teacher. He ends up teaching a bunch of high school students na delinquent that had to go to summer school because they failed. He ends up full on dating the girl, one of the students. And they show her in the skimpiest bikinis, and he's like all over her. And you know, when we were young, we were rooting for this guy.
It's called Summer School. Bikini Crossing.
Yeah, it's intense. It's a really, really good movie. Back in the day, never.
It's
pulled
right
this
up
off.
there with like Porky's and Meatballs and
Yeah, absolutely. Revenge of the Nerds,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So anyway, we got
School of Rock. I'm kidding.
What?
Oh, that wasn't the good. No.
Huh? I'm coming into the booth. Dora.
Casey's like, no, Dora's like Sister Act,
Color purple.
Sister Act 2, really,
Purple.
really
So
raunchy.
good though. Sister Act.